Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Headlocks and Hot Packs. I am bathing in the AC because it's a scorcher, while also ripping some 2026 Donruss baseball. As you can see, we've got a mega box for tonight with a lot of cards, 120 cards per box. We have quite a bit to get through. We have Eli Willits on the front. We're going to be looking for 2 autos or 2 memorabilia cards per box, or one of each perhaps. But only 6 packs in here, and they are big old fat packs, so 20 per pack. There's, of course, Mega Box exclusive Parallels, Blue Velocity, and Electricity, and then the very rare Whammy insert. I'm not going to hold my breath on that one, but here's a look at what all else can possibly be found in here, with, of course, some of it being blocked by the Panini logo. But I did pick this up online. This was through the Target website, and $44.99. That's pretty much as inexpensive for a new Mega Box as you're going to find. Obviously, it's because this is a not an MLB licensed product, but there are some decent names you can find in here, especially in terms of rookies. But some of the best ones are going to be the cover guy, Eli Willits. Jacob Mizorowski can be in here, or can be found in here. Cam Schlittler as well. According to TCDB, let me try and see if any of these are considerably thicker than the other. It's really hard to tell with so many cards. According to TCDB, if I can spit that out, Nick Kurtz's rookie is in here as well, I guess. Or I guess it's maybe just the Donruss version. Let's peel this apart in case there was anything different than the back of the box, and or I can at least give people a less obstructed view. But then, of course, a bunch of prospects. Donruss is going to be loaded with prospects and legends, because they don't have... Look like there might be something thick on the very back there, or perhaps it is a mirage. But first pack, here we go. Not going to be too many current players outside of rookies and prospects. Looks like all the best stuff is probably going to be towards the back, but pretty typical Donrussy design. I don't really know how to explain it any better than just calling it a Donrussy design. If you rip open a lot of cards, or you are a collector, then you probably know what I mean by that. There's a Trey Yesavage rookie card. Another one of the better ones. There's Fisk for the Sox PC. It's been really hard for me to get into baseball. I know I've said it a couple of times. There's a Christian Moore. I think that's a rookie. There's going to be some guys in here that have rookies, but don't have the rated rookie logo like that. But yeah, my hometown team, they're just straight doo-doo, so still struggling to get into this year's baseball season. But speaking of that hometown team, there is a David Ortiz. I think these are just called red and blue. So color match right there on the PC parallel. Here is a Hideki Matsui Liberty. Of course, the real honk, I guess kind of clown Homer Red Sox fans were extra excited. What was it, a little over a week ago now, because we swept the Yankees. Don't be too happy, guys. We're still very much at the bottom of the crap pile. There's an Ethan Salas rated prospect, red and blue. The rated prospects, I think there was one year when they were like inserts, but I don't believe that's the case this year. There's another Liberty, Ethan Petrie. Looks like those and the red and blues might be probably the most common ones we see for parallels. There is Veritek, the optic parallel. He was part of the coaching managerial staff that got the old heave-ho at the beginning of the year when Cora got booted. Here's our first holo, perhaps silver. I think that they're called holo, but Christian Moore again, 2 of him in this pack. And then I do believe these are the blue velocities with the squares here, but there's a Josh Hamilton, another guy we've seen 2 of in this pack. Color match on that one, his Texas Rangers days, obviously his most notable. And back to some base here. Prospects: Gavin Klein, Chase Shores, And then James Tibbs. Chase Shores almost looked a little bit like Pauly Shore at first glance. Let me, I put my PC cards in the wrong pile. Let me get my pile together. Come on, pile. Get it together. Alright, pack number 2. Try and move through this fairly quickly. Boy, what kind of a rip was that? I say fairly quickly, and then all of a sudden, the pack gives me trouble. What is this? 1990 score packs? Get this trash bag open. Hopefully not full of trash in the trash bag. Pack number 2, let's see what we've got here. Let me try to separate everything and not give stuff away. Vladdy G begins, and then Chipper Jones, couple Hall of Famers. Paul Skeens. Still, I'd say one of the bigger names in the bigs. There's Miggy, and then Mizrowski. That is his rookie card, even though he doesn't get the rated rookie logo. I'm not sure how they determined that. There's Peyton Tolley for the PC pile. Jim Thome comes after Tolley, and then Jimmy Crooks. Sounds like he could be in the mob. Alright, more parallels and inserts. Kind of looks like same collation on those two. You start with red and blues, and then you get into your liberties. Allergies are taking liberties. There's a Rhett Lauder. And then another one for the Sox pile. First hit coming up. You can already see it there. And it's going to be our memorabilia. Franklin Arias Liberty. And then this here is a Prospect Jersey Kings, Bryce Rayner. Not numbered on this one. And I don't know, this almost looks like a like a blue ice. I don't think that's just regular old Prospect Jersey Kings, but first of our 2 hits, hopefully that means the second one will be an auto. There is Yachty Optic. Another Optic, different kind though. I believe this is Optic Circles, George Brett. I don't think these are numbered either. Yeah, it doesn't look like it is. Still cool regardless. And then another blue Velocity. I wonder if those are going to be 1 per pack. So it was advertised on the outside of the box. And Nick Kurtz, there we go. So not technically a rookie card, which I guess if you don't go by what TCDB says, maybe his base wouldn't be technically a rookie card, but Unleashed. Recurring insert, there's a Travis Bazana. Guardians definitely still hoping for big things out of him. Caleb Bonemeyer, Giggity. Kalen Culpepper. Wonder if he's possibly related to Dante Culpepper. Now I saw the name Culpepper and then Minnesota. That's where my mind goes to. I didn't see anything thicker in here. I didn't check the last pack. We'll get these base out of the way and then get into the meat of the matter. There's a Roman Anthony. I think they're technically calling that a rookie as well. Johnny Bench, Jimmy Fox. And then Neon Dion. Yeah, not too much to be happy about if you're a Boston fan as of late. Red Sox are still terrible. Speaking of a couple of them, Euclid follows Ortiz, and then Piazza. And then still completely dumbfounded by the Jaylen Brown trade. I am really dumbfounded by it. I think it's absolutely absurd. There's another George Brett parallel, and then a Larkin Liberty. Yeah, seems like it goes red and blue, Liberty, and then either another red and blue and another Liberty. But there's an Ethan Conrad. Not one of the names I think we're looking for. Vance Honeycutt Liberty. And then looks like another Optic coming up here. Mo Rivera Optic, the parallel version. They do not make the Optic baseball anymore, I don't believe. Tony Lazzeri, second time seeing him. That's our next blue Velocity. Yankees legend. I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame or not. Jordan Yost. Prospect Optic. Then seems like we always finish with some more base prospects. So Leo DeVries, Tate Southacene. Boy, a bunch of names that are hard to pronounce here. And then Charlie Condon, that's one that definitely would have been better a little over a year ago, or maybe just about a year ago. His card's definitely fallen off. There was at one point he was one of the better prospects people were looking for. No longer the case. Separate everything again. Here's another Veritech. Seems like I know it's like a short base set, so but it does seem like we often seem to get base cards and parallels of like the same card in boxes, not necessarily just this one. There's a Cam Schlittler. That's technically a rookie card. Again, another guy that they didn't give the rookie card logo to for whatever reason. Here's a Bryce Matthews on the, or no, sorry, that is not a color match. That is for Houston, but the jersey he's wearing looked like a Braves jersey. Another HOFer for the HOFF man, Trevor Hoffman Liberty. Another Liberty here, another Charlie Condon. And again, wish I would have pulled that one a year ago. I think that might be like $1 now, maybe? Alright, next hit. Did not see it coming up next until I reached for it. Zach Veen's Signature Series autograph. Sticker auto. This one is numbered. Let's see. That is definitely upside down. This looks like we got an 86 out of 99. And I think this is not the regular Signature Series. This is probably like a like a red and green, possibly, because it is numbered. I know the regular ones are not numbered. But there's the two hits. Bo Jackson Optic up next. Those powder blue Royal Unis. Another manager card. Could have lived without the manager cards. Optic Circles Leo DeRocher. And then Ethan Holiday. Blue Velocity. We'll definitely take that. One of the better prospects again. I feel like have we already seen... I think we've already seen like all the names I basically mentioned at the beginning. Bomb Squad, Bryce Eldridge, another recurring insert in Donruss products, JoJo Parker, Eli Willits, that was the one we hadn't seen yet, and then just like Joe Hendry, I said his name and he appeared. I think that is everybody, and then Zahir Hope, the final one. So 2 packs left to go. We've already seen both of our hits. And like I said, I think we've seen all the names I mentioned at the beginning. Even though the Nick Kurtz was in an insert form. So seen the names, not all the base. But I think especially for like the Ethan Holiday, I'd rather get that Blue Velocity than just a base card. Speaking of, we'll rifle through these base here. There's the big unit and Pudge. Bubba Chandler rookie, and then Bryce Eldridge. After seeing that Bomb Squad. Colson Montgomery. Well, I think his flagship Topps rookie, Colson Montgomery, is, I believe, in Series 2. And I'm not sure why I know that. Tony Lazzeri appears again. Is he going to be another one that curses us? We've had a couple of guys that have followed us around a little bit. I thought this one was a Liberty. It is not. Looks the same, but that one was Rockets on Doc Gooden. Here's Liberty, Jackson Churio. And then another Liberty. Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. This is not an ad for Liberty Mutual. Jonathan Santucci with a little ding on that like bottom kind of right hand border. Dylan Cruz Optic, another guy whose cards have dropped in value. Happens all the time with the prospects. Every so often there will be one prospect or rookie whose cards will kind of like stay the same and or increase, but it doesn't happen very often. What is this one? Another circle. It's kind of hard to see. You can only really see it on his pants there. But Brendan Summerhill for the Rays. Yeah, I think that's just a regular circles. It almost looked like, could be like maybe black optic circles, if there is such a thing. Colt Emerson, AJ Russell, and then the final one, Enrique Bradfield Jr. That will bring us to our last pack. I don't know if we really need any kind of last pack magic. We've already seen our guaranteed hits, so I don't expect we'll see anything else. Auto or memorabilia, that would be pretty wild, would it not? Alright, we'll rifle through some more base here. Marcelo Meyer, who I'm very down on. It's almost turning into a depressed Boston fan video. Tony Perez, and then Pie Trainer. Never heard of that guy ever before. BK Kim and Canseco. Another Dwight Gooden, the base version, and finish off here with more parallels and inserts. There's a Jacob Mizorowski red and blue. Definitely at least a decent one. We've done good in terms of seeing names, I think. In terms of monetary value, you guys will know it seeing on the screen. I'll be left guessing at the time of recording. What is this here? Another Dwight Gooden. Maybe a Carolina blue laser. And another surprise hit. Didn't see, or another surprise hit. Another hit. This one's a surprise, I should say. Numbered 41 out of 249. Our next Liberty is Carson Benj. See, we've got it clearly coming up. Be our first one of those. This is a Pittsburgh Pirate. It is not. Cruz Schoolcraft. Quite the name there. For the San Diego Padres. Clearly prospects, clearly Donruss. Always was a fan of the acetate cards. I guess probably just for nostalgia reasons. I do recall first time seeing kind of insert cards made out of plastic in the 90s. There's Ricky Henderson. Stealing bags in the skies now. Rest in peace, Ricky. Another Optic Circles. And then our final blue velocity, Luis Hernandez. See, that looks like a Astros jersey. And then some more prospects here. Cam Caminiti, Bryce Rayner, who was our memorabilia earlier on, Hagen Smith. And then the final one is Braden Montgomery to end out the box. So you definitely get a lot of cards for your buck with Mega Box, the 2026 Donruss. One of each hit, which is what I kind of expected. I don't think I've ever done one of these where it's been two autographs, or very, very rarely anyways, but that's all I got for tonight. Let me know what you guys thought of this box in the comments down below. We definitely got some more baseball coming up. I got some Series 2 off to the side to me here, and some other cool stuff as well, so not sure what we'll be checking out next week. I'm going to leave it a surprise for you guys to tune in next Thursday night. But